Hey guys, Caitlin with Gravel, and today we are talking about why the iPhone camera will never be my go-to camera for travel. On almost every video I make about cameras, there's a comment saying, couldn't you just do this on an iPhone? And technically, yes, but will I enjoy it? Probably no. So let's get into it.
Hey, sorry to interject, but it turns out I like iPhones. Sue me. Here's the thing.
Okay, let me share something to make this make sense. So Lance is back at Gravel headquarters. I'm out here in Paris, France, and he's sharing all the reasons why he thinks it's a great travel camera, and I'm sharing all the reasons why I think it's not. So let's get into it.
Just like any camera you're gonna buy in general, you have to change the settings, you have to watch tutorials, you have to really get to know the camera. Like, even just the exposure adjustment setting on iPhone, like you just go into your settings and switch it, makes footage so much better. Like, so much better.
One of the major reasons it is not my camera of choice is right as you are about to take a photo or a video or get in your creative zone, a text or an email or phone call comes through and suddenly you have to be transported back to your everyday life. But when you're using a camera that is specifically and only a camera, that isn't gonna happen.
But then honestly, something to consider is I have 4 daughters, which is nuts, I understand. But I'm already like charging tablets and making sure that the sound machine has the all that crap already. Really, to carry another camera with me with batteries and memory cards and all that stuff is like such a headache and so stressful. And even just carrying it day to day and I pull it out and the battery indicator is red because of the freaking batteries on, it's like, ugh. I just want to be able to charge one thing for myself. And the iPhone is sufficient for that for me.
Of course, the iPhone does indeed fit inside of your pocket, so it is a go everywhere with you device and also camera. And honestly, that's the way that I use the iPhone. It's for quick, vertical videos and photos that I want to take to capture my family, if we're in another country together, if we're having a good time, if there's like this single moment. And for that, I have absolute like love and respect. But honestly, anything outside of that for extended video, it's not gonna be my go-to camera. And the difference is that I wanna be able to film cinematic stuff, beautiful stuff, and I also do video for work, so it's good to have this camera with me wherever I go. And a lot of people are just kind of your everyday like tourist traveler, and so they wanna have the most minimal setup. For those very reasons, definitely bring your iPhone. But if you wanna film beautiful video, think about maybe bringing a bigger camera.
And honestly, just shooting video in the native iPhone app is pretty incredible. Like I just put it on the 3X lens and I've got some of my favorite like cinematic stuff of like my in-laws just watching the kids play in the lake or whatever. I don't know, I really like it, to be honest. I will admit though, actually, photo in the native app at least sucks. I'm not a fan of iPhone photo, but I almost never take iPhone photo. I just take video, and then if I need photos, I take a screenshot. But my wife has been using the Lapse app on iPhone, and I've been way impressed. It kind of gives a real filmy, fun look, something a little different. But overall, photos suck on iPhone, so I will give you that one, Caitlin.
I really feel that art needs a purposeful device. If you want to be able to do art and create anything, if you're a painter, you need a paintbrush and you need a canvas. And of course you can use almost anything inside of that, but you do need like purposeful pieces. And people who use purposeful devices do indeed create better art than those who don't. This can be debated, but honestly, it's something that I've seen over and over again I have tons of creative friends, and people who do it very like purposefully create the best art. You know what's unfortunate? The elevator's broken. And we're on the 4th floor of a walk-up here in Paris, so let's go. I think another thing people don't talk about when you want to shoot on an iPhone is how the workflow just doesn't make sense for someone who shoots on a actually solid camera. When you go to save your files or AirDrop, it's super annoying because sometimes they get saved to the cloud, which means you have to wait for them to download back to then AirDrop. Now, of course, the iPhone works great. I mean, especially for travel, front-facing camera, you're able to see what you're doing. and you can just bring it with you everywhere. So for example, I've been in Paris for the last 2.5 weeks during the Olympics. I've been shooting stuff on my FX3, but also my iPhone. And I'd say, honestly, I've been using them pretty equally. My iPhone definitely serves for kind of more like the memory-based purpose. And then my FX3 serves more for like, I wanna capture this beautiful building or this really cool moment, and I'll do that on the FX3. I also have mice in my apartment and woke up to a lot of things chewed through this morning, so getting the full Parisian experience. Now, I totally understand the reasoning for this, which is that people just kind of want to use one device when they travel. They want to be able to just pull their phone out of their pocket, shoot the moment, and move on. But when you do video for work or you travel quite often, you kind of start to feel like the iPhone photos just all feel the same, and mostly iPhone video. I feel like for me, I think iPhone photo is great for memory taking. Do I look back at those photos as often as I should? Probably not, because I'm just snapping them like freely. But the video for me is not worth filming on. I'd rather have the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It's about the same form factor, and be able to shoot with that while traveling. And then my FX3, which I'm shooting on right now, for kind of more major moments.
Look, I literally just taped the iPhone to the wall, so kind of hard to do that with a camera.
One really fun accessory I have for my iPhone while traveling is this mag back case. And it allows you to put on any magnetic surface, and then you can go ahead and actually, you have to of course take video from the front camera, but it's super cool because you can actually film yourself like out in public relatively easy and still get the shot and not like have a camera out in front of everybody, just your phone against a magnetic surface. As you can see behind me, we have a pretty casual and amazing sight that you would see in Paris, like just on any street. You're just walking down the streets and you see amazing buildings. And I, of course, am shooting this on the FX3, and I'll show you my setup. It's very, very minimal, and I love it for travel. This is my camera setup for travel. So I have the FX3, 16 to 35 is usually my go-to, or the 24 to 70. And then this tiny little desktop tripod that I bring with me literally everywhere. I'm obsessed with it. And I feel like for that, like how much better of a video I'm getting, it's worth carrying this around. And then I just throw it in my bag of choice at the time. Right now I'm using the Peak Design. I'm always testing different bags. This is the Peak Design 10 liter, and I'm really enjoying it for travel because, biggest reason, my 14-inch is not in here now, but my 14-inch MacBook Pro actually fits in the back sleeve, which is amazing to be able to go to coffee shops and stuff and still have a very low-key setup.
Well, honestly, there's no argument for quality, right? Like, there's zero doubt in my mind that shooting on an FX3 is going to produce higher quality footage than an iPhone will. Every time, 100% of the time, the FX3 is going to do better. But for me, if I'm going on a trip for a week, I can't tell you the last time I've gone on a week-long trip and brought an FX3 or an equivalent camera to that. Because for me, it's just about storytelling. Unless I'm going on like an official shoot, I'm just bringing an iPhone. Maybe if I'm trying to think of like that line. I think if I go for like a month and I think I'll be doing like official work in between there, maybe I'll bring an FX3. I'm not gonna show up with an iPhone to shoot a full-on commercial with a crew and whatever else. Like, I'm still gonna use the FX3 when it's applicable. But for me, if I'm traveling or for a week, maybe 2 weeks, I think iPhone is pretty sufficient for me.
So what do you guys think? Is the iPhone still your go-to travel camera? If so, let me know in the comments. And I think specifically video camera. We just want to snap like quick moments, it totally makes sense. But when you're trying to make a video for like YouTube and stuff, this is definitely not going to be my go-to camera. But let me know in the comments what you think, if maybe this is something that you actually would want to use. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you go ahead and do that. We're so stoked to be growing the Gravel Travel community, and we even have a discount code just for you guys, YT Friends. Use that at checkout to get a discount on our amazing travel goods, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.